Going. So Midtown. Whoop. Wait, what? They got a guitar up here for me this whole time? Okay. It's kind of dope. This is very much like a Midtown kind of cafe sort of feel. Alrighty. So right when we come out, I'm going to give us a quick pause just to check comps and positioning. Alrighty. So right here on jump, I already really like the other team's positioning. They're taking a very intentional, I wouldn't call it a passive positioning, but it's intentional. They're going to hold back here under the train and give themselves the rotational high ground up here. They're running Arissa, Kiriko, Mercy, Cass, Ash. I don't think that's an intentional comp of theirs, as far as like just the combination of it, but we've already seen Ziria doing great on the Ash mid to long range hit scan. I'm guessing Dark Punch is looking for some close quarters sticky grenades from Cassidy. I'm guessing Mercy for the pocket, because Mercy does change breakpoints for both those hit scans, and Kiriko's still just broken, and so is their Kiriko player. Also, it looks like they have a new tank that they haven't played earlier in this series. On our side, Lucio Kiriko, Lucio Kiriko Sojourn, and then Genie on Junk and Blueberry on Arissa. We've got questions about those last two picks. But let's see how it goes. Coming out, going underneath. Okay. Ooh, I was gonna say, gotta be careful there. Let your tank lead that. Actually, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, what the? That's not good. What did I do? I broke New York. Okay. We got 1, 2. That's a dangerous spot to be in. Well, really for both folks, because it looks like Kiriko's shooting back too. Let me slow this down just a little bit so my old man eyes can follow it better. Okay, we're getting some outward. Yeah, and there he goes. But trade a tank. Yes, it's a 4v4, but we need to keep taking that. And now, look, rotating to the high ground, rotating to the point. We rotate up to the high ground. That's good. That's good. But we... Oh, dang it. And there goes other support. Now we got to pull back. Oh, and... Whew, that's a rough stagger. Yeah. Arissa with a good get out. And by now that tank should be back. Yep. Way to get back. I would keep going back, though. That's not guaranteed safe. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who are we waiting on? Got both supports. Okay, there we go. Junkrat. Taking this left. Ooh. He just... Stylish res. Switching off the Kiriko. Huh. Wondering why... For the Sojourn... Ooh. The Sojourn Bruce. Yeah. That... Ash holding us down. Oh, yeah, holding everyone down over there. Down 2. Like, I'm impressed by our ability to hold it together and rotate. Problem is, we're about to rotate into this Kiriko and Ash. Or, it's just gonna, yeah. Yeah. So toggling back and forth between speed and heals on that one can be helpful, but yeah, either way, those are 1v5 trying to run away from. So part of what I'm seeing is Risk getting picked first. So it's a weird crossover, but in medieval warfare, these armies, they wouldn't go like running in at each other. They would like, oh, hey, plop, you're here and I'm here, and then they might like hurl a bunch of arrows or some catapults or whatever at each other. But the whole goal was really just to get someone else to move, because whoever moved first usually lost the battle. And it's kind of the same thing here, of if you can force your opponent to move, even with just a well-placed zoning ult, you can do a lot of good there. But yeah, good ult. But so one thing with Orisa ults that I've seen, partially because if you try to go for that full value, if you don't have help from someone booping people in, is that basically you want to track the fastest support player, and as they get closer to the edge, just drop it. Whether you're going to kill them or not, just drop it and get the damage in. Or track the slowest support that you know you can kill, and wait until you've got enough critical for them. But running very, very similar comp. But we're breaking the rule again of letting the tank go in first. Ah, switching tanks. Okay. Problem is that we're down one again. Yeah, so really this entire respawn time, it feels like we're trying to get a pick or to try to at least hold that open space. Problem is that we can't do anything with that space yet. So really, once you get that pick, you may as well walk all the way back to spawn, because by staying out there in that 4v5 poke match, you're giving them a chance to snowball that advantage further. And it's basically been going the whole map so far. Once we finish this round, I'm going to go back and just kind of do some time analysis on how much time. Okay, good beat. They counter with that, counter ult again. You get some value out of the Sojourn ult. Ooh, but Bob does the dirty. Oh, Bob did the really dirty. And now, yeah, and that's that. And that leaves us with 2 ults. Now hopefully Genie can press the greatest Q ever. Leaves us with 2 ults and 30 seconds. Now 30 seconds is enough time to get some stuff done, even though they lost a bunch of people too. But we've got to make sure it's an effective push. You can't get picked early, and we can't stagger or trickle. I mean at the end you basically have to trickle once it hits overtime. So one thing right there with that mine, Junk's mines function as a movement and as a damage ability. So you wanna do your best to rip. And I don't think anyone's on there, are they? Close. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, just enough. Down. Clutchiest res. Wow. But yeah, Cassie's gonna make a mess of things. But I can't remember what I was saying before. Oh yeah, Bob just made a mess of things in that ult push. So did what we could. Now, so that ended 5:05, just so I know where to go back to. But let's come back here to the actual start of the match. And we're going to take a... Overwatch universe has flying cars? I am so jealous. And, like, actual high-speed rail? Equally... Wait a minute. It's a high-speed rail into nowhere. Whoa! Okay. That's a little trippy. I need to get back to the actual Midtown map before I get too distracted. But... Okay, just taking a bird's eye view of the actual map that we're in. I'm back. And just kind of taking a look at time analysis of like how much time we spend up. So use this hand for the opponent, this hand for us, and just kind of keeping track of where the advantage is and where we're at in the map. So I'm going to keep this timer up so I can see what's going on. And I'm just going to go a little faster so we don't take forever on this. Okay, so it's starting at 45 seconds. Taking our first team fight. Team fight 1, we're taking even at 53 seconds. And we're down 1. Traded 1. So 20 seconds in, we trade 1. And then support, we're down 2. And now someone's running back. Gets back. Okay. So going back to like 120, we're still down. Yeah, we're still down. We're still down. So there's a solid. I want to pause a chunk real quick. Okay, so there's a solid 30 seconds there where we were never at full strength, but we were still standing in that open space where we're at a chance of getting picked off. But let's keep moving. 51. We're down. We're still down. Okay, we're getting reset, I believe. If I remember what's going on, like in this bottom loop. But we're trying to get some poke stuff early. Ooh, maybe, and no, we're still out there. Still down. Still down. Still down. And so it's still okay. It took us 40 full seconds to get a full and proper group. We got a team fight. Just kidding, we're down. So 250 is when we start losing people. We're still in there. We're still pushing it. I mean, we got resin stuff, but we got people walking. So yeah, I spent 10-20 seconds there down. And that was in a good team fight with a strong tank ult that could flip the point. We're down again at 328. Waiting, and yep. I remember getting speared and damage, and Winston's poke damage is terrible. And we're staying out there for 30. Yeah, we stayed out there for 15 seconds that we shouldn't have been. We're down again, but it's a high ult fight that we gotta finish up when we got picked off. Okay, so 410, but let's look how quickly we're back out there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're poking early before the 5th one gets there. Okay, this is one that we've got to take either way. That cast with a sharp 2-tap, that's incredible. And we're down. And then at that point, you've got to trickle in. But without me being too much of a mean butthead of things, there were several moments where we were waiting on respawns to get back, but we didn't actually get the full 5-stack grouped back. One other thing to keep in mind, and this is for everybody watching, using movement abilities from spawn. I've said this in an earlier video. You have to be mindful of the cooldown time of the ability you use, as well as how quickly you're going to get it back. So, for example, with Junker Queen, I don't typically use her roar coming out of spawn because it's a 15-second cooldown. By the time I run out to the point, I still won't have that cooldown. So if I roar to go faster and get out there faster, but I don't have the ability when I get there, I'm 1 power level weaker than the other characters that are in the team fight. If I use Reinhardt Charge, which has a similarly long cooldown, I believe it's like 8 or 9 seconds. If I use it, charge at halfway out of spawn, get back there faster and get there, but I don't have a charge to confirm an elimination, I'm that much weaker than my opponents. Same thing with Lucio speed is a big one. I see lots of Lucios that will use, they'll go to speed boost, and just boost themselves out of spawn. Now, there are times where you need a support now, Lucio, get out there. It's much more effective if, okay, I have everyone who's going to respawn, and now I speed boost us out there. Or I just speed us, because when we get there and we see them, we're going to speed boost and run over them and win the team fight. So you want to be mindful to not just spam those coming out of spawn. You can certainly use them, but you also have to think of how long it's going to take for those to get back. Tracer blinks is a good one. I'll see a lot of rookies just blink, 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 and burn through all 3 blinks. then there's also the risk of, well, if you don't use them, once you have 3 charges of blink, you don't get a 4th. You have to use one before you can start charging it back up. So Tracer, definitely use 1 coming out of spawn, maybe even 2 if you've got some time to look and think of where you're going to go. But you don't want to spam through all of your movement abilities. Soldier's one exception. Farah could be an exception because you want her in the air quite a bit. Brig Shield Bash is short enough. Winston Jump is short enough. Ball should always be rolling. And thankfully his grapple is short enough. You could probably get away with using a ball grapple. Diva Thrusters. I'm thinking carefully, but there aren't many more that you would just want to spam. Widow and Ash movement, sure. Soldier. Oh, sorry. Cassidy roll for sure. But Widow and Ash movement, you might want to hold on to those because those are 10, 12-second cooldowns that you might need by the time you get back out to your team fight. Anyway, enough about movement. Let's see the defense. Ooh, and actually, I am not gonna hyperspeed this. But I do want to see the... There we go. Alright, so defense. Running Tracer, Reaper, Ramatra, Lucio, Kiriko. Okay. I think Kiriko's like kunai animations are so cool. It's like it's like they took the key and peel sketch of front hand, backhand. It was like front hand, backhand, and turned her into an FPS character. Whoop. There. Oh, these cameras are so squirrely. But anyway. Oh, we got Zen and Kiriko. So with Zenyatta, actually, I'm gonna get a little crazy. Ooh, looks like they got a little crazy too. Flew a Diva and a Farah over. Real quick. Ooh, actually, I am pausing. We're taking notes of this. Diva, Mercy, Farah. I think if we throw in like a Moira and an Echo or something kind of like that. Ooh, because Moira can like Moira or Baptiste depending on the map. Because Moira can like fade jump and get quite some distance. Just surprise jumping over that. That's a unique way to break through the train. But she's very disconnected from her team. If everyone had went on that dive with her, it could have been a little more useful. Farah barely got out. Now, to their credit or our detriment, they're still hanging out here. They're just not in the sight line. And then this is just a little far forward. One thing that we've got to really, and this frankly comes down to time in the aim trainer. But this will flip complete team fights. And flipping team fights flips maps, and flipping maps flips matches. Hitting those shots in the open. There was one, I can't remember which. There was one I was evaluating, and an Ashe got a flank, took like 7 shots at our Zenyatta. Oh, it was Junkertown. It was earlier today, and they hit 2 of them, but couldn't confirm the kill. You know, and it just, oh man. And now I'm lucky because they were shooting at our Zenyatta, but hitting those shots in the open, the more you hit those, the more team fights we win. The more team fights we win because of a single good play, the more maps we win. The more maps we win, well, that's how you win championships. Good Ramatra shutdown with that E. Honestly, I think Ramatra's E is one of his undervalued abilities. Ooh, getting shut down by that Ashe. Ooh. That hurts. Being able to plink off a support and a tracer, and there goes Kiriko. Yeah, that Ash is just putting in work. And now it's 2, and now it's 1. Admittedly, by this point of the match, I feel like we had also just kind of got a little boomed. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to dwell on that one too much because there was certainly some mental strain going on, but positioning of knowing when to push a fight and when not to. And in that case, that Ash again, it's like she heard what I was reviewing and I forgot what she did in the map and hitting the shots in the open. That same Ash had missed some on the map before, and that one, okay, click, 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 and that was an easy point cap for them. And in this case, that's all they needed. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up, and then I might jump into some junior varsity